Hey guys, Moshe the Electric Israeli, and we found out just the other day that Canada is going to impose 102.5% tariffs on any cars that are coming from China. Thank you guys for watching. I'm Moshe the Electric Israeli. If you're new, please subscribe. Let me change the world one electric car at a time. Support my channel through Patreon. And if you are buying a Tesla, please use my referral code and you can get $1,000 off your purchase. That's awesome. So, as you know, United States and Canada, you cannot find even one Chinese car made in China, except for buses and whatever. And that is due to the enormous tariffs. In the United States, 100%, and I told you in Canada, it's 102.5%. And it's very, very disappointing. So let me give you the facts and I'll tell you what I think. So there are no Chinese-made cars coming to the United States, and there are dozens, maybe 100 Chinese brands, and some of them like BYD, Geely, Xpeng, and others, Zeekr, they are amazing cars, really amazing. So BYD, as you probably heard, was planning to build a factory in Mexico. But, you know, already the United States, Trump and even Biden said that that doesn't matter. You cannot use the free trade agreement to dump Chinese goods over here, cars over here. So that's going to be also 100% tax. In addition to which, there was a 7.5% tariff on batteries coming from China to Canada. It's going to go up by 20%, and all of these new tariffs are going to be in effect on October 1st. Now, batteries like the Shinsin battery, it's a great CATL battery that Ford is planning to jointly produce in the United States, will be ready in 2026. I heard that Tesla was going to do a joint venture or licensings with CATL for their LFP batteries in the United States, but they are not here. You have to import them. Okay, now to say that the Chinese automakers there's no fair trade and there's a lot of cheating going on is an understatement. But I'll get to that at the end. But I have to say that Mr. Sean Fain, the head of the UAW, the United Auto Workers, is, to say the least, is not a kind person to innovation. The only thing he cares is about politics and no innovation. Because one time he said, and I think I quoted almost word for word, that competition is race to the bottom. This is the dumbest, stupidest meaning. When he described Tesla and having competition, he said that's a race to the bottom. That is so stupid. So anything having to do with robotics, solar panels, anything having to do with innovation, no, we don't like that, because it's a race to the bottom, which is the dumbest, stupidest thing ever. Now, the Chinese are willing to lose money, and they all get government support just to dump their goods, break the market, take it over, and then dominate it. Okay? They have cheap labor, they have the government support, unlimited money, and that's what they do. However, here's a Chinese company, Geely, I'm sure you heard of it. They own also Polestar and Volvo, okay? And those are produced in North Carolina, okay? Most of the Chinese and European, most of the Japanese and European manufacturers, they produce cars in the United States. Okay, Nissan Leaf is produced in Smyrna, Tennessee, I believe. Toyota, like I said, Polestar and Volvo. So I think the best solution for this would be that China will be allowed to build factories in the United States. And there will be, just like in China, if you want to build a factory, you have to have a half and half Chinese partner with you. Not Tesla. That's interesting how they got away with it. But be that as it may, it's not like free for all. If they produce the cars here in the United States, Canada, Mexico, and they are forced to export half of them, then it's more fair. Now let me tell you why I'm for it. I'm for it because the Chinese EVs are not good. They are awesome. They are amazing. I have so many friends in Israel who have Chinese-made cars, Geelys, BYDs, Zeekr, Polestars, but even though you can get it here, they are good cars. They are technologically advanced. And I don't want to hear any of the whining of the unions who for years and years were very happy to build cars in China We love our iPhones, we love our Nikes, we love our Reeboks, we love our clothes that made in China in cheap labor, and we get it here for a very cheap price. Okay, we always love it. But when it comes to this very powerful political union, then no. Now, I am all for protecting the American workers and the American consumers. By the way, same thing is happening in Europe. They are blocking China, okay, and they are protecting their Volkswagen and their Mercedes and BMWs and Peugeots and Renaults and all those manufacturers. And I have no problem with that. And I'm all for fair trade. I'm not defending the Chinese at all. But I'm not giving a pass to the West. Okay, we were very happy to use their cheap labor all these decades. I'm sorry. So having said that, opening up the market to Chinese cars with regulation, produce them here, like I said, and let the competition work. Look in the United States, we have no choices for electric cars. It's Tesla, 50%, Hyundai, 10%, and then the rest. I mean, I would not buy a Ford electric car, GM. Stellantis barely even make them. I mean, Rivian is awesome, and Lucid is extremely expensive, so it's not for the mass market. Okay? So it's not like we have great choice. We don't have any choices. The Middle East and China and the Far East, they have at least 100, I'm not exaggerating, 100 choices. And they are great choices. So I hope that we'll find a way to let competition come. It will benefit the consumer, and it will force the legacy automakers to get serious about producing great quality cars that people would buy. And again, I am not for dumping, and I'm not for overwhelming the system, but I am for fair competition. Just the irony of this, the tariff that Canada is imposing, and I heard that Tesla is trying to convince Canada not to do it, will prevent Tesla from importing Model 3, the base model, the rear-wheel drive, to Canada, because it will be taxed 100%, so they have to ship it from the United States. Well, they don't make it in the United States, they bring the battery. You see, it's like, even in the United States, if you are eligible to get the 75%, 7,500 discount, the long range is cheaper than the standard range because the battery comes from China. Well, the United States, Canada need time to build these factories and start manufacturing it. It's like they impose their will without any consideration. That's what I'm saying. That's what happens when governments get involved too much. All right, guys. Thank you guys for watching. See you next time.